Action. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. We're still doing 3 videos a week, so we don't want you to miss out on those. And really the goal of the channel is to help you guys catch more bass. So make sure you're subscribed and got all that notifications and good stuff on so you don't miss out on any videos this winter. Speaking of winter, we did a video last week on reel maintenance. You know, what I like to do kind of going through the winter, you know, the off season. I like to go through and clean my equipment. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and check the channel and check out that video from last week. But today we're talking about the other end of the spectrum. So we did the reel. Now we're going to do the rod. I'm going to show you what I do, how I kind of go through, clean everything, and store my rods for the winter. That way you know whenever you pull that rod out in the spring that it's ready to go. Nothing's broke on it. And you know, obviously if you got a little downtime, it's a perfect opportunity to fix anything that may be broke on a rod, if a guide's broke or something like that. So easy, great time to do this, and I'm just going to kind of walk you through what I like to do with all of my equipment. Throughout the year, your rods really get abused and really dirty. I mean, every time you reel in your line, especially braided line, I've noticed it carries a lot of gunk, dirt, dirty water in with the line into the reel, and then it basically just flings it right onto the rod. So you look at this, like this reel seat is just trashed. It's got dirt and grime all over it, and it just really just gets nasty by the end of the year. Now for me, I generally don't clean them mid-season because I'm so busy and so focused on fishing. And generally I leave a reel on most of these rods all year long, but at the end of the year I like to pull everything off, kind of take inventory on what I have, what I need to get, you know, take care of my reels and take care of my rods in the meantime. So I really like to clean everything up first. That's the first step I like to do, is just clean everything, wipe down the whole rod. And I really like using just a speed wax. So this is the stuff I actually use to clean the boat right here. And you know, just a microfiber towel, spray a little on there and clean that up. And you know, that will clean up all of this stuff. Really, you could use any type of cleaner on here, but this wax, you know, comes in handy, especially when you get up to like the guides, because it, you know, a little wax on your guides won't hurt anything. It'll actually act as a little bit of a lubricant and help your cast a little bit further. But you know, this is the first step I do. I always like to just clean everything. That thing popped off of there because I loosened it up so much, but you know, I like to clean all that. And so this rod is EVA foam, and it cleans a little bit different than your cork. So your cork handles, you know, they will clean up a little bit different. Sometimes you have to scrub them a little bit with like I know in the past I've used like a SOS pad. You know, you can kind of scrub the cork and bring it back to life. So we'll finish that in a second. But while I'm on the cork topic, we have this rod right here. You can see, if you look at like the handle, you can see where like my hand oil has got in that cork and really changed the color. You can see how bright it is on this side and it gets dark over here. So that's how you know that cork is dirty. And you know, obviously you could clean it with this, but it really helps if you take something and scrub it pretty good. And it really helps loosen that dirt up and freshen the cork up and just clean up all your cork. So if you got a cork handled rod, that's what you're going to want to do with that. This one I'm still fishing with. So we're not doing a full clean on him. We're doing a full clean on this guy right here. So like I said, the EVA cleans up a lot better with just a rag and some wax or some soapy water or whatever than the cork does. But now we're going to work our way up towards the guides, just make sure everything's clean, you know, kind of give them a quick wipe down. But the tip with cleaning your rods like this is in the guides. So let's lay him out like this. We'll lay him down a little bit like this. And you really want to use just a Q-tip. So I got these right out of our bathroom. I took these actually out of the guest bathroom. So Brittany, you may have to restock a little bit. I took quite a few to store in the garage. I got a lot of rods to go through. But basically, I'm going to use the same thing. I'm just going to spray a little wax on there or a little cleaner, whatever you want to use. And then you're going to go into your guides and kind of clean those inserts. And you know, the reason, you can see how much dirt was on there and how clean he's getting. But the reason that you use a Q-tip is because if that guide was damaged, okay, say your insert was cracked a little bit or broken, or you know, maybe there wasn't an insert at all in there and you didn't know it, now would be a time that you would find that out. But say that insert was just cracked and it had a jagged edge on it. Well, it's going to catch this cotton and it's going to pull it out. So you'll see it catching that cotton and pull it up like that. So whenever you see that, you know you've got a bad guide. And that little nick in that ceramic insert is going to be cutting your line. So it may have already been costing you fish. It's chewing up your line. Every time you make a cast and reel your line over that nick, it is slowly deteriorating that line, and sometimes faster than others, depending on how severe the nick is. But you always want to use the Q-tips. That way you know if your guides are good. I mean, if you can run him through there and he doesn't catch anything, get any sharp edges, jagged edges, you know that guide is good. It's ready to be used again. So it takes a little bit of time, you know, go through and clean all of these. You know, it's a little tedious getting in and around all the guides, but once you're done, you're going to have literally a brand new rod. I mean, that thing's going to be cleaned. He's going to be shiny. The guides are going to be a little bit lubricated with your spray wax on there. And I'm sure there's other products out there that, you know, they probably sell some sort of rod or guide cleaner out there that you could get, but I like to keep things simple and just use the stuff that I have. But there you can see how much dirt was on those guides. And that's a place you would never really expect dirt to accumulate, is inside your guides, but it definitely does exactly that. And honestly, even the dirt, you know, piling up in your guides could affect your line in the long run. So for me, I want them to be as smooth and clean as possible. That way I know when my line goes through those guides, it's not going to get chewed up. Like the line is going to last longer if you have clean guides on your rod. And obviously no nicks or scratches in them. But it's a pretty simple process. It's a little tedious. Like I said, it takes a little while, but winter is an excellent time to do that while you can't get out on the water. You're kind of in between seasons, whatever. I like to go through all my rods, clean them all up, make sure everything is just right. And like I said, if one's broken, you can, really pretty simple to replace it yourself, especially if it's a tip. A tip you can do super easy. Maybe we'll do another video on how to replace a tip. But if you need to do one of the other guides, you know, you could probably find a local rod builder that would do it for you pretty cheap. Or, you know, it's really pretty easy to learn yourself if you have a few tools, and, you know, YouTube can always help you out with that. But this would be a great time to do that. That way, you know, you get all amped up in the spring, you got cabin fever, you're ready to get out on the water, and you go to pick up your favorite rod and you realize that, you know, a guide's broken or something, and you just wasted all of the winter that you could have fixed that and been ready for the spring. So just something that I like to do while you have a little bit of downtime. But yeah, I got a lot of work to do here, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you learned something from this tip. You know, we did the reels last week, so I figured we'd do the rods this week, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this. But appreciate you guys as always. Leave those likes, comments, all that good stuff down below. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next time.